Karibuni to the Now Report on TV47. My name is Furaha and it's Wednesday. I am excited about yesterday. Na acha nikuambia kwa nini? Well, mainly because Messi alifunga bao jana. Bao tatu. And many people doubted him, and I told you I'm really excited about that game. But as you can see clearly, we're bound to see an exciting World Cup game, especially after what Mbappe and Haaland did also. Anyway, acha ni update on everything that is happening now. Kama unaishi Kerugoya na you have a spare room, empty plot, ama suddenly umepata an epiphany ya kuwa landlord, Kirinyaga Central MP Gashoki Gitari has some financial advice for you. Anza kujenga hostels na uharakishe. The very first Kenya Medical Training College campus in Kirinyaga Central is currently 70% complete, with the government racing the clock to get it done by early August. The plan is to have the first batch of medical students walking through the gates for the September intake. But there is a slight catch. MP Gitari openly admitted that the government has officially built the classrooms and labs na ni kama walisahau student housing. According to the MP, this isn't a government oversight. It's a community economic empowerment opportunity. Translation, the state might eventually build a small hostel block down the road, but that will strictly be reserved for clueless first years. As for the second years, now the rest, they are officially the community's problems to sort out. The MP has already contacted the placement department to start shipping students to Kerugoya. So the race is officially on. Residents are being urged to dust off their toolboxes, channel their inner real estate moguls, and get those boarding facilities ready.
Passed through the KMTC, and we are trying to assess the progress. And I can assure the people of Kirinyaga County that the progress is good, and we trust that within another 2 months we'll be finishing that project. And we are hopeful by the end of the year, when they are doing intake, we'll have students who come from Kirinyaga, wachukuriwe kwa college zetu, and I am encouraging business people to start planning to do hostels around, because we are just doing a few hostels that can accommodate the first years. But when people go to second year, they can go to our hostels. I believe that the town of Kerugoya will grow. And I also encourage farmers who are around Kimande area and other areas to start timing so that they can be able to be selling their food produce when they do their farming.
Honestly speaking, this is a really big opportunity to anyone who wants to make money out there. Again, ni shule, many students will pop up, and that's a lot of money. If you take the right steps, for those who are capable of doing it, big jenga ma hostels kadhaa. For those who can't, na uko na nyumba, iko na extra need space, take care of these people. Niko sure pesa mingi unaweza make. This is pesa si rahisi kukuja kwa hii ni economy, this country that we're in right now. So please, kimbia. You don't want to miss this opportunity, yeah? Now, political parties have been given a stern piece of advice. It's time to actually pull up a chair for the youth at the big boy decision-making table, rather than just calling them up to dance at campaign rallies. Speaking at a youth sensitization forum in Kilifi County, the Coast Regional Coordinator for the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, Marjorie Okeo, dropped some truth bombs. She pointed out that the only reason we don't see more young faces on the ballot papers is because party leaders keep them completely in the dark about how electoral procedures actually work. Translation, they are deliberately left on the sidelines. The youth in attendance didn't mince their words either. They openly lamented how the ongoing lack of jobs has turned them into political pawns, used by smooth-talking politicians to shout slogans during campaigns, only to be completely ghosted the minute the election results are announced. They are now telling both the national and county governments to create real employment opportunities so that they can pay their own bills instead of waiting for political handouts. With the next general election on the horizon, the youth are reminding the political class of a very simple mathematical fact. They make up the actual majority of the voters. To wrap things up, they threw a cheeky warning over to the IEBC, telling the electoral body to map out and explain the new polling stations properly before clever politicians decide to turn those unmapped centers into creative playground zones on election day.
wameanza kujitokeza juzi sababu wameona mwanga na wameanza kusoma. Kwa hivyo tukaona kama ORPP wageenda mpaka mashinani wasomeshe akina mama, waonyeshe njia, pengine wataweza kujitokeza na kufanya kitu ambayo ni kitu kizuri.
Hata ikiwezekana katika every sub county kukuwe na hiyo ofisi, kwa sababu wa mama wengi ambao wako huko mashinani hawaelewi hii mambo kabisa, na ndio unaona saa nyingine hata wakati wa uchaguzi hawatokezi kwa sababu hawajijua manufaa ama manufaa ya kwenda kuchaguana. Kwa hivyo tungeomba sensitization ifanywe sana, diposa sasa sisi kama wana Kenya, hasa wana Laikipia na wanaigwamete, tuwe tunatoa wamama wengi viongozi, kwa sababu hiyo itakuwa jambo la busara.
I think sometimes there is a disconnect on how people misinterpret the law. So tunataka we come out more clearly and tell them what exactly the law says. Juu sometimes unapata Kenya iko kwa sheria na Kenya iko kwa ground ni tofauti kabisa.
Well, as the lady said, honestly speaking, I think the youth is, the youth are the future of the country. And of course, now, when you involve them in political issues, at least it's like, kama uko umezoea kufanya kitu and you're actively involved in on the daily occurrences of that particular thing, you get to learn pole pole, you learn, you grow. And yes, so the youth are not just there to shout slogans and you just have them right there, teach them how the things work, and you will be surprised by how much we can offer. Yes? Now, during a meeting with the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, women group leaders in Laikipia County highlighted a massive gap in political literacy and awareness that routinely keeps qualified women off the ballot. Now, while the ORPP recently established a regional hub at GF Plaza in Nyahururu town, local leaders argue that proximity alone is not enough. They require formal legal training to avoid being sidelined during chaotic party primaries, demanding an end to being used merely to satisfy the 2/3 gender quota on paper. The leaders put party bosses on notice, declaring that if the names are on the party list, they expect to be on the actual ballot.
Vijana kwanza, they make a very huge population of Kenya, na ni muhimu sana vijana wahusishwe, kwa sababu sasa kama kwa government ama hata kwa hizi parties ndio maamuzi yanafanyika, na mimi ni kijana na siko represented pale, how will my issues be handled? So naona ni muhimu sana kwa political parties kuinvolve, and not just involve but engage these young people in those political parties. Yes.
Kwa muda sasa kijana amekuwa mtu wa kuitwa mahali pamepungua, mahali pana upungufu ili ajalize, na akishajaliza huwa anawachwa kule kando tena mpaka wakati akihitajikana tena. Lakini kwa sasa tumeona mabadiliko kidogo, japo imechukua muda mrefu, lakini naona sasa tunaelekea mahali kwa sawa, kwa sababu juzi tulikuwa na uchaguzi huu wa vijana, wengine magavana, wengine wabunge, wengine representatives. So tumetoka kwa hiyo era, tumeingia kwa era nyingine sasa ambayo kijana anatambuliwa. Ila pia niseme kijana sasa ana jukumu la kujikaza na kujua kwa nini amekuwa akiwachwa kando, kwa sababu vijana wametumiwa kama guns for hire. Wanafanywa mabloggers, wanafanywa pia wanafanywa pressure groups, wanafanywa yani kijana hajapata position ya maana kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe amejibeba kwamba sio mtu wa maana.
In short, they're saying, give us more to do. We are more than capable of taking on this task. Tafadhalini. Yeah? And I hope their cries are well heard. Yes? Now, youth from Majengo area in Kajiado town are raising their hands and admitting the obvious. They have too much time on their hands, and it's leading them down some pretty hazy paths. According to local youth who spoke during an anti-drug awareness walk organized by Kajiado College, the recipe for the town's current substance abuse problem is simple. Take a total lack of employment, mix in some questionable parenting, and boom, you have a neighborhood stuck on pause. The youth candidly explained that without a 9-to-5 to keep them busy for a paycheck to clear their minds, they have been turning to local substances just to escape the stress of staring at empty wallets. Basically, they're using drugs as a highly ineffective coping mechanism for a tough economy. They're now putting out an official SOS to local leaders and stakeholders. Don't just tell us to say no to drugs. Give us a job application so that we actually have something else to do.
Vijana wetu hapa wanahangaika, watoto wetu, among my sons, I have 2 sons. Hebu angalia kama wale wamelala pale chini, ni kuongea tu, siko ubaya.
Hali kwanza majengo kumeharibika kabisa. Juu ni majobless. Angalia hata hawa watu wako hapa wote hawana kazi. Nani ako na kazi hapa?
Angekuwa kazi.
Wangekuwa kazi. Hawa watu wote wako hapa wangekuwa kazi. Hakuna mwenye ako kazi.
Watoto wetu wanapofunga mashule, wale ambao wako high school, wanakuja kupata setup mbaya, wanakuja kujiingiza katika mihadarati, wanarudisha hiyo tabia huko shuleni, na ndio maana tunaona madhara mengi ambayo inasababishwa na hayo madawa ya kulevya. Tukasema leo tujiingize ndani, tumetoka majengo huko, tumekuja jua kali, tunawaeleza jamii madhara ambayo hizi madawa za kulevya kama pombe, kama sigara, kama bangi inasababisha katika jamii.
Yes, wamesema ni kazi tunataka. Yeah, we have nothing to do. Give us work and you will see us being progressive and helping the community. Otherwise, this is all we have. Wanasema hivyo. So basically, guys, ni kazi tunataka wapatie. Sawa. Anyways, residents of Kisoko in Nambale constituency, Busia County, are calling on security agencies to launch immediate investigations after a 3 million shilling water project at Kisoko Boys Primary School was maliciously destroyed by unknown individuals on Monday night. Funded by the Office of the Busia County Women Representative, the crucial project was designed to serve over 3 local schools and the wider Kisoko community. Following the vandalism, furious residents and students now face an indefinite period of acute water scarcity, derailing efforts to resolve the region's long-standing water challenges.
Lakini jambo la kushangaza ni kwamba tumepata msaidizi ambaye alikuwa ametutatulia shida hii, lakini mtu amekuja kaziba shimo hilo kwa kutumia mchanga. Tulijua maji yangetusaidia sana katika kupikia wanafunzi chakula chao cha mchana, katika mambo ya irrigation kwa shamba letu la agriculture kule chini, na pia kwa matumizi yao wakati wa michezo. Shule zinapojumuika hapa kwa michezo, wamekuwa wakitumia maji haya kuyakunywa. Uchunguzi ufanywe kiharaka, mtu aliyehusika apate kushikwa.
Na mradi ulikuwa unaendelea, drilling ilikuwa complete. Sasa walikuwa waanze kufanya mambo ya fixing leo, lakini bila wamekuja kufungua, nimekuwa surprised kwamba mchanga umejazwa kwenye hilo shimo na wameshindwa hata kuendelea na kazi.
Well, leo jioni, I'm excited for the Portugal game, not because of Ronaldo. I'm a Messi fan. Niju, my friend, my brother, najua tujuani, tunamuita Bruno Fernandes. I'm Bruno Fernandes when you say that. Anacheza leo. So, until then, guys, that is all for me today. Now report again coming back jioni, but kumbuka kuna TV47 at 1. And guess who is here? Anaitwa Sheila Chelagat. You'll be seeing her in a few. Take care and have a lovely day.